Hey guys, it's Corbin Dallas here, and representing server 19 and 25, and we want to talk today about whaling. A lot of people haven't really ever talked about that and the actual cost of what it is to be competitive on multiple servers. As far as I know, most people just whale on one, and the other one's kind of a free to play or a dolphin. That's kind of the way I have it. Other than when I started on server 25, I bought all the stamina just so I can get my SR heavy. But other than that, it's kind of the Renee Festival went on right after that because that's when that server opened up, so I was just buying stamina and stamina. But I want to go through and show you how much I've spent on multiple accounts and like when I started, and that might give you a sense of like how much you're gonna have to spend to be competitive, or even if you want a dolphin, how much you should spend, and kind of you're going to see my numbers, and then you're going to understand why I'm actually going to take it easy on my spending lately too. So let's get into it, and just kind of to give you an overview, like this is my server 19, what I have just from spinning and whaling so much, like my rainbows. I didn't start until July 8th. When I went through on July 8th, that's kind of when I got in. I got in on server 1 because I didn't know any better. And while I was in there and I was getting my butt beat every day, I didn't like it. So I waited until there was a new server, which was 19, which came out, I think, right around maybe October, September, somewhere around there. We'll get into it. And then I can show you. But here's pretty much when I started. Right when the Kabuto, or actually, let's see, yeah, right when Hinata was the first for our server. Where is she at? Okay, a little bit before that. So I came in right when Hinata was the first of the server. So season 9, I believe? No, season 5. Okay. So yeah, I got the server 16 one. But season 6 is kind of where I came in with this server. Season 5 right before that, because I was competing against the top guy at the time for this rainbow, which Toboto, he absolutely crushed me last minute of the last day. I got her to like 6 stars thinking I won, and then all of a sudden he 6 stars her and drops a bunch of orbs. So I lost that first rainbow, and then I didn't want that ever to happen again, and that's how I started getting my rainbows. Like that was my first rainbow right here with Kabuto. And then after that, it really started getting competitive when I learned how to buy stamina. And that's what really evolved my game, and that's really what evolves a lot of people's games in here. As you go through, then it's kind of just going through and then be one of the top guys. Granted, I probably don't have as many rainbows as as Pain or them, but on my server, I do pretty good for myself. So that's just one. Now, what I'm going to do is let's get into actually how much someone would have to spend. Now, let's go into this Excel that I have popped up for you guys. So, I started in July. All right. What I did first is I bought some Shino coins, and with the Shino coins, it's pretty much I just went in and said, hey, like I want to test the water, see what guys I can get, and I really didn't get anybody. So I put a couple $100 in, thinking, hey, I'm gonna go get this. I started really enjoying the game, obsessing about it. So then when it came into the next month, August, this is still just server 1, where I was still just learning and how to play, and I was pulling a lot more banners because I wanted to catch up and have more people with the link bonus and stuff. And then I also bought some UR frags and orbs from the frag shops, Awakening Stones, because I believe that was like right after the 6-month anniversary, where you could actually still get some of those goodies in those boxes. Then we came into September. I bought a couple more Shino coins, and then that's when I kind of realized that server 1 isn't going to be for me. I wasn't doing too well. So I believe September, October, that's when server 19 opened up, and I kind of still had my first like account on server 1, but that's when I kind of started transitioning when I realized I was doing a lot better on the new server with people kind of at the same level to me than being on server 1. So October is when I think it opened up in September. I got on server 19, and then October is the first month when it actually came through because that's when I started buying stamina. And with that stamina, I went from being like the bottom, I want to say like at least the like towards the 200s to when I started buying stamina every single day and just getting the extra stamina bonuses and able to promote my guys more. I was really growing up into the ranks where I think I got into the top 50 just within a month, just from buying the extra, getting the extra 2,000 stamina a day. I still bought a lot of Shino coins just because not only was I paying for 19 that I was on, I was still dabbling with server 1 because server 1 was higher than my server 19. So then I also bought some UR frags, so pretty much that was a pretty expensive month. I was paying almost $1,200 right there, a little bit over $1,200. Then we got into November. November, I spent a lot. I believe November was when we had like SMJ and Naruto, Sage Mode Naruto, and I wanted them bad. So I spent for it. So not only was I buying stamina, I was spending Shino coins to get the banners when they come out. Because with the banners, it's like if you can pull them the first day, you're almost guaranteed a 5-star by the end of Abyss or Flashback Genealogy. So that's kind of the way I've rolled. It's always been, okay, summon on the very first day, spend as much as you can on the first day to get the guys. That way you're guaranteed a 5-star and you're in a good position no matter what character you have. I think there was a special, I don't know if it was buy UR frags or if it was just something from the shop. I think it might have been like guaranteed UR or guaranteed SR, stuff like that. So that's where I spent that $35 right there. Then we go into December with the Rhine Festival. Everybody knows with the Rhine Festival, you had to spend. Otherwise, you've gone off the list. So December, that's when my second server opened up, server 25. So I was buying stamina for UR Heavy on that server so I can get him to 7 stars and then also have a 7-star weapon. So pretty much that month I was buying stamina for 2 accounts. Not only my server 19, but server 25, just so that I could be ahead of the start, and then plus the Rhine Festival on top of that to get the free boxes. It was just, you had to spend that much. Shino coins, at that point, I was starting to spend for 2 accounts to pull for the banners again, so there's pretty much another $1,000 right there. And then the $300 for orbs and frags, that's the awakening orbs that we had, where everybody pretty much had to toss in, so you can get I believe it was like 10 UR frags, and like 5 awakening orbs. So that's why I did that. So that was my most expensive month ever playing on this game. That was almost $2,000. When I look at this now, I'm an idiot. Like, there's no reason we should ever be spending $2,000 for a cell phone game. And when I'm going through this, I'm just like, I went to Vegas that month. I won a lot of money, but when you're spending it, you don't think about it, right? You're like, okay, there's $30, there's $40, but then this is the first time I've ever actually broken it down, and it's just like, wow, did I really spend that much during that month? So then we get into January. Then I kind of stopped buying stamina for my server 25 guy, and I just focused on my server 19 guy, so that's the stamina for him. But I'm still pulling for 2 banners for two accounts, because I believe January was, I want to say, there's pretty much someone I wanted during January. It is what it is. But I didn't have to spend any money on UR frag shops, and that month ended up being $14.54. And then February came in. I got lucky. All I had to do is buy stamina for my server 19 because I knew this festival was coming out for the 1 year. So I was buying the stamina just to hold on to it. By the time it got to the anniversary event, I had almost 400 bento boxes saved up. So Shino coins, I didn't have to spend that much because I believe I had so many Shino coins left over from the Rhine event and then January because I was saving. And then I think February I got really lucky and I pulled it like within 2 banners. So I didn't have to spend it, or 2 times 10 summoning, so I didn't have to spend that much money at all. Granted, when you're looking at $316, you're probably still thinking you're absolutely crazy. You spent $316 on pulling for a banner, but it's not that bad compared to the other previous months. March, so far, it's only 6 days in. I've spent $119 because I am buying stamina for both characters. And then I was able to get both characters right off the bat. I believe on server 19 I got it within 5 pulls, and then on server 25 I got him on the second times 10 pull. So, and then with the Naruto's I just got the free 1-star frag, and I'm leveling up that way. I don't want to spend double for another 3-star, especially when we're getting so many frags from the event. So all in all, we're looking at a grand total of $9,175.90, with an average of spending about $1,125 a month to be competitive, to be number one on a server. Now, granted, I have 2 accounts. It may be a little bit cheaper for some of the other guys on your accounts, but if you're looking at them, they've got to be spending somewhere close to there to be competitive. And that's me only being 6 months in. Some of these guys that have been here for the full year, I don't even want to know what they're at. I mean, they could easily probably be at 15,000 or above, give or take a little bit. But as we're going through in the future, I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I just bought a car that I don't actually get to touch or feel. You know, I mean, that's how many PlayStations is that? I could have bought 10 PlayStations already, PS5s. So, the way I'm looking at it to stay competitive now is I'm only going to pull, I'm going to pay the $7.99 and then the $31.99 for every new banner. And then other than that, stamina, I'm not going to buy stamina at all unless it's like I know there's a, year and a half event or the 2-year event where we're going to have crazy stuff like what's going on right now. I might buy stamina for one of those accounts just during that time period. Because when I originally made my server 25 account, it was supposed to be my free-to-play account. And then you realize how an addiction works, and all of a sudden you're spending money on both accounts because you want to be the best. But that's what it is. So, guys, I just want to say thank you. Going over some of the numbers with you, and then if you do have any questions, feel free to leave that into the YouTube channel in the comments below, and then I'll more than likely get to them. But other than that, don't waste money on this game. That's 10 grand I could have set aside to pretty much put down on a house or buy a car. So, I'm an idiot. Don't spend money on the game. Take care.